to Hellas Verona. Today we're taking on Fiorentina and Napoli in Serie A because that is the only competition we're still partaking in. As you can see, sitting in 16th place in the league. We've had mixed form since you were here last. In the last game we saw, which was Inter Milan and Cagliari? No? Spal? No? I think it was Inter Milan and Cagliari, was it not? No, it wouldn't have been. It would have been Spal. Yeah, so in the last game, you saw us beat Spal and we went through the transfer window. That's what happened. That is what happened. We then went and beat Brescia 2-0. Pessina scored in the 12th minute. Lewis Baker scoring in the 92nd minute to get us a victory over Brescia. We then went and drew with Parma. Lewis Baker scoring the very, very late equaliser after Miguel Veloso brought it back to 1 apiece. But then Gervinho somehow managed to get himself a goal, and I don't know how. Then we went and beat Bologna 3-1. Rahami with a brace from centre-back. To be fair, they were corners, I think. It was a corner and free kick. It was definitely set pieces anyway. And Zahojevic got his first goal, and we managed to win the game 3-1. Patini did pick up an injury. And then for the Genoa game, we lost 3-2, which, less than ideal, but we had a lot of suspensions and injuries leading into the game, and then we had 2 more players sent off, and then picked up 2 more injuries. So it was frustrating. We scored a 36-minute penalty with Veloso, and then Lagarag managed to get himself a cheeky little own goal. Don't know how we managed it, to be fair. We played terribly in that game, so to be fair, we didn't really deserve anything from the game to begin with. Then against Roma, put in a very, very solid defensive showing. Justin Kluivert scored an absolute screamer, only goal of the game. And then we played Juventus and got absolutely shit stomped. Our team was terrible. Torati, to be fair, didn't really deserve to concede 6, but he did. Bonucci scored an absolute deft touch. It was as if he had been a striker his entire career. Dybala just ran our defence ragged. Sandro scored a screamer. Gonzalo Higuain scored from the halfway, running from the halfway line. Managed to outpace our defenders. I don't know how. He's not that quick, but according to FM, he is very, very fast. And Sami Khedira also scoring in that game, really, really late on. We did, to be fair, go attacking, did not work out for us. And then against AC Milan, very solid defensive showing, 1-0. Could have been worse. I was going to say there was a massive run of away games, but there wasn't. I was pretty sure there was more away games in a row than this. Obviously, I was incorrect. So, all of that being said, we are sitting 16th in the league at the moment. We are 4 points clear of Brescia. In the Juventus game, Cristiano Ronaldo did play, did not score against us, so I'm taking that as an ultimate victory. Juventus still have not lost a game this year, so we've lost 18 times. We're not the worst in the league, but definitely need to make changes for next season, which, might I add, we have done. We have huge sweeping changes coming in for next year. A lot of players coming in. We haven't got rid of that many players just yet. We do have a lot of players who are going to be released, but there's been no new signings since you were here last. As you can see, there's a massive amount of players that are coming in. Lewis Baker was the last player to come in. Have we lost anybody since? We have not. There was a free transfer window closed a couple of days ago, and we got our youth intake, and this is what's left of the youth intake. Not a whole lot of great players came through. We did, however, sign Tommaso Casse, who is just a central midfielder who had a lot more potential, or I think he had 4-star, 3.5-star potential. It's dropped a swab. We're going to see how he gets on, see what he can do. And we signed this winger, Fortunato Moschini, who again had 3.5, 4-star potential. Can't remember which, but 3-star potential now. We'll see what happens. He's not really. Physically, he's quite good. I say quite good. He's acceptable in many different things. He's terrible in others. He's 5'8". I did not check their heights. 5'10". Okay, fair enough. 5'10" central midfielder. That's grand. But we did bring in Stefano Pepe, a 6'4" centre back, who, technically speaking, not great. Decent free kicks. Physically, not great. Mentally, You can barely see. He has absolutely no flair, and he is shocking off the ball. That's what you want. And then we signed a goalkeeper who is 6'2", already increasing his attributes, being in the first team. He's only been in the first team a couple of days, and see, he's got 4-star potential. Pepe still has 5-star potential. We'll see how he gets on. We're training him in defensive positioning because I do want him to increase many of his attributes, because many of them are not very high. He is currently sitting as our 8th best centre back. So at the age of 16, 8th best, not bad. Antonio Vlad is ahead of him. I think Anton and Brian Van Hove. Okay. A lot of these players I don't even know. Dan Sibru, but Dan Sibru is the DM. Yeah, Dan Sibru is the DM. He's our 16-year-old future DM player. Hopefully he comes good. So for the team that we're putting out against Fiorentina, it's a bit of a change side. We were originally running with the 2 centre backs, 2 wide men, kind of diamond in the middle, 2 strikers up front. Not really worked out. As you can see, not scoring many goals. So we're going to go with Radnovic in goal, because Torati, going to give him a little bit of a break. He's been playing against some of the big teams recently. Ajapong and Udoge as our fullbacks. We're both just swapping them to fullback. Ajapong as an attack, Udoge as a defence, just kind of maybe have a 3-man central defence when Ajapong is running forward. Rahami and Kumbula as our centre backs, with Zakagani, Veloso and Pessina in central midfield. Pessina on an attack instruction. See if he can get in and around this kind of area. Zahojevic, Stepinski and Salcedo as our strike force. Stepinski and Zahojevic have been playing a lot of games recently. They're not doing all that well. Pazzini is sitting on the bench for us today, so I'm hoping that he, if given the opportunity to come off the bench, does do well. He did play against the youth candidates, didn't have a great game. So I think that kind of shows where he's at now. We have had a couple of players accept contracts with us recently for next season, and they are some high profile names, but they're not the best players anymore. Some of them, give a little clue. One of them, if you forget his birthday, he will be pissed. So that'll probably give you an idea of one of the players we signed. He is signing on a pre-contract, so he did pick up a club in England, Wales. So he is a player coming in for next season on actually relatively low wages, a lot lower than I was expecting. And we had agreed a contract with a veteran striker who we decided not to go through with because he was looking for far too much money. We're already pushing the boundaries when it comes to our wage budget next season, where I think we're spending about 50k more than we have available to us at the moment. So if all things stay as they are, we're going to start next season 50k over, and we're going to have to get rid of some players. But we do have a lot of loan players who are taking up a huge amount of wage that we could in theory get rid of. There's a couple of players I wouldn't mind keeping around that are on loan, but we'll see what comes of it, because if we get relegated, which I think actually, to be fair, might not be the worst thing in the world if we were to get relegated and just rebuild in Serie B. I don't want it though. Stepinski's been put through and gets blocked. Stepinski has just been trash. Stepinski is just utter trash. I think he's one of those players we have to get rid of for next season. Pessina is so unlucky not to get onto the end of that. Defensively, we don't seem to be terrible today. I'm going to say I am not happy. Zahojevic, not happy with you. Defensively, we're fine. Zakagani can only play 75 minutes, so that's something I need to remember, because if I leave him play, could be in trouble. So we're just going to tell everyone that they're doing terribly. We've had 4 shots. I think in was it the AC Milan game or the Roma game? It was one of the games that we lost 1-0. We had like 3 shots in total. Pulgar, it stands. I was kind of hoping that something was going to happen where we'd get like a free kick or something, but big team bias. So we're going to swap to attacking, and we're going to ask that we're not going to ask. We're going to demand more. We have a highlight, so we'll see what comes of this, and we're going to make a change after that. Ajapong to Veloso. Where was Stepinski in that situation? Dragovski. Ajapong pushes the Fiorentina player back. We're pressing them. We're not really getting in there. Udoge gets it forward. Pessina gets it forward even further. Stepinski, of course he's not going to score. Stepinski. Why would Stepinski score? Alright, we're going to pop him out to the side. Take off Zahojevic because he's been terrible. Bring on Pazzini. Make him a target man. Every player that seems to be recommended to us lately is a target man. So I think FM is trying to tell me something. Question is, do I pay attention to it? Veloso, just I have my corner route. Oh, I don't have it set up for this one. I was going to say I have a corner routine set up, but not for... Oh, he Rabona'd it, and thankfully one of our centre backs gets it clear. Dalbert, Badige, or Badalej. Enrico Chiesa just puts it wide. I think Torati is who we're going to run with for next season. I think we have to put faith in the youth. We've had so much possession and done absolutely nothing with it. So we have Baker's a real game changer. Do I bring him on for Pessina? No, bring him on for Stepinski. We move him back into an attacking midfield position. Or do we go for like a diamond? Do we go 4-4-2 diamond? We don't really have wingers anyway. It's something that I'm currently trying to fix, because I did consider playing with wingers and then found out that we have 3 right wingers in the whole team, and none of them can actually play at right wing. If I wanted to play a right midfielder, it would have to be Ajapong. Stepinski. Badu. Emmanuel Badu puts it into the back of the net. That's quite possibly the first thing he's done this season in a Verona shirt. We are still going to make those changes, but we're just going to swap this around a little bit. Going to put Veloso back here, move Baker to here, and swap them around and have Pessina. Do I want to do that? No, I'm going to actually... What do you want? You're a deep lying playmaker. Okay. Then we make you a halfback. Oh yeah, okay. You feeling where this is going? I'm feeling where this is going. That's probably a terrible idea. But we're doing it. Oh, I just kicked something. Pessina wins the ball. Or no. Somebody won the ball? Baker? Maybe? I don't know. Miguel Veloso to Kambula. Udoge. Pessina. Udoge, who's playing his 5th game for us this year. I've discovered that we have a lot of left backs, but none of them very good. Ajapong to Salcedo, dinks it across. Lewis Baker doesn't quite get there, but Veloso picks up. Why is Veloso so far forward? He's playing as a halfback. Pessina, Badu, Pazzini, beautiful ball through to Ajapong, and Ajapong's put it away. Alright, we'll just drop back to cautious, just for the time being. I'm not going to go super defensive, because when we go super defensive, it does not work. I did have a Catenaccio formation ready to go, and then decided that maybe that wasn't the best use of our team, because we're not very strong defensively. Pazzini's put Salcedo through. He could have sealed it for us, but he hasn't. Oh. If the results stay as they are, we'll be 2 points behind Bologna, who do have a game in hand over us, but they'll be playing later today, tomorrow. Baker, Veloso, again, very far forward for a halfback. Alright, now I'm going to slow the tempo down. Just leave it slightly higher. Play for set pieces. Distribute over the top. Slow down pace. Just drag all of this all the way back. Just leave their keeper. Try and roll the ball out. Oh, there's 5 minutes. Catrone is just put it over. Oh. I think they're making a mistake in having Catrone up front. He should really be playing as a winger. Does not matter. We have come out of this game with a victory. That was unexpected. Well done, lads. People had written us off. What a great result. Ajapong, man of the match. Fantastic. Delighted with how you played today. Zakagani. I'm not going to say anything to Zakagani. He was... God damn it. Zakagani was injured before the game. Zahojevic. Abysmal performance. So that is the unexpected result against Fiorentina. Done. Reverted to a narrow 4-3-3 and got a victory. Dreadful run of defeat. Had been on a dreadful run. We were in a good run of form as well for a time. You know, I love how they're saying like, oh yeah, you were terrible there for a while. Yeah, but like we were terrible for ages during the season as well, and we didn't change anything, and all of a sudden it started working. So if it ended a 4-game defeat run where we had 3 of the hardest games we were going to play all season together. So as you can see, back now for the second game of this episode. Lazio and Roma drew in their derby game earlier today, and Lazio surprisingly second in the league. We're playing against the team we're currently sitting in 5th, who could jump ahead of AC Milan because they had a poor result in the last game, drawing 2-2 with Udinese. I think they lost. Yeah, they lost to Sassuolo as well. So it's not been a great time for them. We are, after having a bit of luck, a win today jumps us ahead of Bologna, but Brescia, Lecce and Parma have all dropped points in recent games, which is fantastic news for us. And we're going to play against Napoli in the most disgusting kit available to them. I don't understand why they have this kit, but they do. That's fine by me. Fairly substantial changes for this game. Pazzini picked up an injury in training. Lewis Baker picked up an injury as well. Was tackled by Zahojevic, but he's fit to play this game. So I thought there might have been a bit of bad blood between them, but there isn't. It's fine. Defensive wise, our back four and our keeper stay the same. Badu comes in for this game because he scored one of the goals in the last one. Baker comes in to start as the Mazzella. Veloso originally wasn't going to start this game, but he's just been quite good form, so why not leave him there? Amrabat was going to come in for him, but he is not. Our young Hungarian, who has turned 17 in January, starts up front for us today. I'm hoping he can finally get himself a cheeky little goal. Stepinski is going to move to the central of 3 strikers as a complete forward on support, and Salcedo is going to start on the left as an advanced forward. Other than that, I don't think there's anything crazy. I haven't left anyone out that should be in the team. No. So we're going to jump into this. Badu is struggling for match sharpness, but it's fine. We have 5 central midfielders on the bench who could come in from Amrabat, Zakagani, Danzi, Pessina and Vere could all play in central midfield. So I'm not overly worried, to be fair. If we need to change him, we will. He is 1 booking away from not being available for the next game, but that's no big deal, I guess. Irving Lozano absolutely dominated us the last time we played against Napoli, so I'm hoping that he's on the other side today though, so that might help us. We owe them. Gotten some of them bouncing up and out. I'm not going to talk to Romani, who has been quite good of late, it has to be said. Shendry has, the assistant has told Shendry there's no pressure on him, so he's relaxed a little bit. It is only his 6th game for us. I think he only played twice for Pakash, so he's already played more games this season than he has in, was it a full season with them last year, or was it 2 seasons? It was their B team he played for, so that's something to consider. The first highlight, 25 minutes in, is from Napoli's goalkeeper with a kick out. Baker wins the ball back. Having Baker on an attack instruction has definitely, or having the Mazzella as on an attack instruction has definitely pushed everything forward, with the left back playing as a defensive instruction, and Romani almost gets a goal. We have fiddled with the corner routine. Ajapong gives away a free kick. It's not a booking. That is all I could ask for. I did fear that we were going to be down to 10 men after 25-ish minutes. Badu is going to be unavailable for the next game, having picked up a booking. Uduje hacks down his man, and it just lands at Kevin Malschwit's foot, and he just boshes it into the back of the net. This man, if he's the guy I think it is it the one I'm thinking of? Yeah, this guy. He has been undervalued in Football Manager for so very, very long. Really nice tackle by Uduje. Unfortunately, couldn't get back to clean up his mess, I guess. And we end up conceding from it. To be fair, this is a game where we're really not expecting a result. Did not expect a result against Fiorentina. So, in my head, if I'd gotten a point out of these two games, I would have been happy. The fact we've already picked up 3 is a lot more than I was expecting. And I don't think we're going to get any more than that. Not a great pass by Shindri. Kumbula has had a bit of interest pop up for him during the in between the Fiorentina game and this one. AC Milan are looking to sign our Albanian centre back. Time for everyone to dig in, and nobody seems to care. You weren't that bad. Ajapong has not had the best of games. I'm not happy with your... Okay, it's fired up. Our strikers telling them they weren't good enough. Yeah, AC Milan are interested in signing our star centre back, who I've put a price tag on. The second I saw that, put a price tag of 30 million on him. Stepinski, of course he's not going to score. Why would Stepinski score? It's not like we're paying him to score goals. Baker with the corner, gets it in. Rahami, Mire manages to get on the end of it. To be fair, it's still finely balanced. They've made all their substitutions after 51 minutes. That is obviously not ideal for them. But Lorenzo Insigne, what an absolute belter of a goal. We're going to ask for a bit of passion. We are now going to go attacking. Just going to skip that. I don't want to see them score an absolute worldie of a goal again. Alan comes off the bench. We're going to make a change now. Eddie Salcedo not playing great, so I think we are going to bring on... We're going to move Stepinski to be the left striker. Bring on Zahojevic. Leave him as a... Just do the thing he's doing there. Weigand is going to come on as well, and the next player we're going to take off is probably going to be Oduje. I think they're blaming him for that first goal that they scored, but I don't really blame him for it. I don't think there was a whole lot he could have done. This attack instruction definitely erred. This telling the players to attack, it's not really working. Has to be said, but that was to be expected. So now Napoli are 3 up, and that's not... Badu's not playing great. Shindri's not playing great. Veloso's not playing great. I was supposed to take Badu off. No, I wasn't. No. We are going to bring on Amrapt to be our deep lying playmaker, and we'll just leave it at that and just ask the lads for a bit of creativity. We're going to lose 3-0, so our strike force just has not been great. Without Pazzini, our strike force is horrendous. It has to be said, we're not the best team going forward without Pazzini. I think a target man is probably the way to go. I'm going to say that Oduje wasn't great. I'm pretty sure I'm saying his name wrong, but I might just change it. Stepinski, not pleased. Yeah, you lost confidence. You just weren't great. Ajapong had a terrible game, which was less than ideal because he had... My fullbacks were really good in the last game and then not so great in this game. Captain for the day, Veloso, not had a great game either. Feel like I shouldn't have started him, but these are things we learn from. So with 7 games left of the season, we have a 6-point advantage over Brescia. They're in slightly better form, you'd say. Stepinski's now gone 10 games out of scoring, and Salcedo 12 games. So as you can see, our strike force not really a strike force. It's more of a 3 players that are just doing absolutely nothing up front. I was hoping having a complete forward on support, or even just a support striker in general, was going to make a difference. Didn't really. So maybe we try a pressing forward for the next game. That's not ideal. The question now is, do we come back for just Lazio and Torino, or do we do the last 4 games of the season? I think we come back for Udinese, Sampdoria in the next episode, and then maybe Lazio, Torino to finish off the season, because we could still be in with a chance of getting relegated, and nobody really wants that. We could still potentially finish 9th, which is very unlikely, or we could still finish bottom. I'm not so sure that Genoa are going to be. I'm not sure that all these teams are going to be able to do enough to push us that far down. But then again, it is only 12 points. That's slightly scary. I just realised it's only 12 points. As you can see, goal scorers, not a whole lot. Not a whole lot of goal scorers. The board, as you can see, happy with the fact, or with the deal to loan out Fabio Borini, because we made a bit of money off it, and they're paying his wages. But they're disappointed in the Mavriglashvili. Nailed it. With the finances involved in signing him, because to be fair, we couldn't really play him. Zahojevic has been really poor. He is valued at 1.8 million. So if we were to sell him for that value in the morning, we'd make a cheeky little profit. He's not been as good as he was at Maribor, and then they're really upset at the fact we lost 6-0 to Juventus. We were not expected to win that game. We were not expected to get anything from that game. They haven't lost a game all season. We, on the other hand, have lost 19. I'd say it was a fair result. But yeah, as I said, Kumbula is wanted by AC Milan, slapped at 30 million asking price on him. We'll see what happens. If he leaves, we're going to get 30 million. And who the hell are you? Arizo. Badan. Been at Verona for a long time and never actually played a game of football. Yeah, we're going to sell him if we can. I forgot Liam Henderson's back next season. This guy looks like he could be a decent player, if nothing else, for the team. But if you have enjoyed, please do make sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. Share with all your friends, and I will see you in the next one for Udinese and Sampdoria. Thank you for watching.